Nigel Mansell's association with Ford might be thought of as something new, but when the 1992 World Champion went to Donington earlier this season for round 3 of the Touring Car Championship, which he would later be joining, he was also able to revisit the formula in which he cut his teeth, Formula Ford, and round 3 of the Slick 50 Formula Ford Championship. For which of this year's posse of young guns would be following in his famous footsteps? Dan Wheldon and Jenson Button are potential winners in Van Diemen and Miguel respectively. But it was Ricardo van der Ende who took an early lead in a massive 6-car battle where he was closely followed by Van Diemen teammate Wheldon. Then it was Wheldon's turn to take over the Van Diemen mantle, ahead of round 1 winner Craig Murray. Van der Ende was soon being challenged by the Miguel of Button, plus Marcus Ambrose, son of Van Diemen co-founder Ross Ambrose. Button from Somerset took the lead from Van der Ende on lap 7 after battling through the field after a poor start. Button from Van der Ende, with Wheldon suffering an electrical problem, now 6th. But as Button headed for his second victory, Murray and Ambrose tangled at the old hairpin, the Scotsman having dropped back to 4th place. Button took a comfortable victory, winning for Miguel for the second time in as many races. Up on the rostrum, Nigel Mansell, for once, wasn't receiving the garlands, but was carrying out the less usual task of giving them, starting with the happy winner, Jenson Button.
I think I'm ahead of schedule actually. I'm very happy with what's been happening in the team and everything and how I've been going. As you've seen, the last 3 wins of the series have been with Miguel, but I think that I've been doing quite well in the championship. I'm very happy for my first year. The problem is after Brands Hatch I got disqualified. I passed on a yellow flag for the lead, but we're six points behind the leader, so I think we've got a very good chance.
Button took his revenge in round 5 at Alton Park, starting from pole to lead Miguel teammate Derek Hayes in the opening stages, leaving the Van Diemens in their wake. And far from it being Wheldon or Ambrose for Van Diemen, it was the ADR driver Nicholas Chiesa initially giving chase, followed by round 1 winner Craig Murray. In fact, the Works Van Diemen pair, Ricardo van der Ende and Daniel Wheldon, were well back in the early stages, Northamptonshire's Wheldon having qualified only 9th. An early battle between 2 other Van Diemens of Craig Murray and Marcus Ambrose for 4th place didn't last. The Tasmanian pressured the Scotsman until Murray ran wide and Ambrose went through, the Glaswegian ending his afternoon stuck in a gravel trap. Wheldon might have salvaged 6th place, but was overtaken by Essex driver Tommy Field in the closing stages. So Button led home Hayes in a glorious 1-2 for the French Miguel company, which narrowed the gap between the 2 drivers to give Hayes a 4-point lead over his teammate in the championship. The gap had been much smaller in the race itself.
For me to go and pass him, it was going to mean that probably a pass or crash, that way, because both of us were on the limit and we're making mistakes, maybe too many at sometimes for both of us. And then whenever it started spitting, it got difficult, but we didn't ease our pace any at all. We just kept driving on low, it was spitting. And then Jenson made a mistake and I made a mistake which dropped me back that sort of 5 or 6 tenths distance. And then I just stayed really the same for the last 4 or 5 laps. But I'm happy enough, we got a point for our fastest lap. Jenson only got a point more advantage for finishing first today, so it's going to be a big challenge from now on for the rest of the season.
Hayes won at Donington, but Wheldon was confident for Croft.
Well, I've raced against Jenson since I was about 8 years old, so I always knew he was going to be good, but he has surprised me in how quick he's actually got to grips with the car itself. So yeah, he's done a good job, but I wouldn't say he's done a stunning job. I mean, they did a lot of pre-season testing, and that's where they scored. We didn't do quite as much of them, but we have been very quick in all the races that we've competed in. We've just been very, very unlucky. I mean, out of the 6 that we've had so far, I've led at least 4 of them, but just due to circumstances, haven't actually won them.
On the first lap at Croft, poleman Ambrose's car jumped out of gear, which allowed front row neighbour Wheldon to overtake him and ease into the lead. Behind Wheldon, Nicholas Chiesa from Denmark moved into second place from the recovered Ambrose and Chiesa's teammate Tom Sisley, all in Van Diemen's. Wheldon led from Chiesa, but poleman Ambrose, now with his hand on the gear stick, was moving back into contention, overtaking Chiesa for second on lap 2. Button, meanwhile, was struggling in the Mygale, losing 4th place when he was overtaken by Sisley and Murray, both members of the Van Diemen army. Out in front, Wheldon was looking confident for Van Diemen, but a typical Formula Ford accident cost Murray 4th place, although Chiesa eventually salvaged that position. Wheldon took his second win of the series by just 1 second ahead of teammate Ambrose. But he still had only half the points of the championship leader, Derek Hayes.
Obviously he has experience, you know, he probably is the most experienced, I would say, in the class at the moment. But, you know, there's other people there just to mix it as hard as he can mix it for us. They're coming on strong, but, you know, we have still a lot of time left. You know, if they get closer, we'll just extend it, the same margin again.
Round 8 at Snetterton, Mygale head-to-head with Van Diemen on the latter's home ground. And Mygale took the upper hand as Button led, but behind there was a Van Diemen battle for second, won by Wheldon from Ambrose, who was then overtaken by Chiesa. Ambrose got out of shape early on and then delayed championship leader Derek Hayes, which ended both their chances of a podium place. But Button couldn't keep up the pace, and Wheldon overtook him into the S's at 2/3 distance. And from then on, he had to fend off the Button challenge all the way to the checkered flag.
We are going to be strong from now on, and just because we're winning now, we're not going to stop working. Mike Goulter, the team engineer, is going to just keep pressuring us to work harder and harder and harder till we're in a position to win the championship.
Button just beaten into second.
I'm leading championships by 3 points, I think, now, so it's nice to be leading the championship from this point of the season. So it's looking good.
Sure, the Mygale pair have a 35-point lead over Van Diemen's best, but the latter clearly have a liking for champagne.